this right here? It is just a normal 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, right? Okay, I got a question. Do you think I can put a hole in this paper that's big enough for everybody at the Nissan Music City festival today to walk through?
Yes.
You think I can put a hole to walk in it big enough to walk through?
No.
I can. You are right. Do you believe it? It seems unbelievable, but I can do it. But before I do it though, I need you all to think of something that seems impossible, but something that you might like to have, like a miracle. Like if God could just show up and make the impossible possible for you. Think about what it would be that you would want, but don't say it. I want you to write the first letter of whatever it is on this paper. You got something? The first letter of something that you would love to have, like a miracle. Like if God could just show up and make it impossible possible for you. Think about what it is you would want and write it on this paper. You got something?
First letter.
What's the first letter?
The first letter. You got something? You want to get in the photo?
I sure will.
You're in it. Okay, do you got something to write?
No.
Well, she got it.
All right, don't. All right.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else? Anyone? Anyone? To show that a lot of things that we think are impossible in life are actually very possible. Okay? Putting a hole in this paper big enough to walk through to show that there's a lot of things in life that we think are impossible, but they're actually very possible.
Okay.
If you have something that you want to write on this paper that seems impossible in your own life, but something you might like to have, a miracle, the first letter of whatever it is.
Okay.
Okay? Do you have something? The first letter, if God could just show up and make the impossible possible for you, what would it be? You got one, Mr. TJ? The first letter of something that seems impossible, but something you would love to have. A miracle. Like if God could show up and just make it. What about you? You got something? First letter of something that seems impossible, something you would love to have. A miracle. If God could show up and just make the impossible possible for you, what would it be? All right.
What about Matt?
What do you want, Matt? What letter?
This is Matt's arm.
All right, I'm going to put a hole in this paper big enough for everyone at the festival to walk through to show that the impossible is possible, and it's really the message and the meaning of the movie Forrest Gump. It really is. The first thing I want to do is I want to fold the paper, but I don't want to fold it like a hot dog bun. I want to fold it like a hamburger bun.
Hamburger bun.
Or like a taco. A taco, right. Or like a birthday card. Okay, so I'm going to fold it like a birthday card, just like that. And then the next thing I need is I need an assistant. Who would love to be my assistant? You want to be my assistant?
Yeah, sure, great.
Okay, all right. Yeah. All right, now, could you take this birthday card and could you hold it above your head just like this?
Yes.
Okay, just like this. Okay. All right, don't worry. You are not in any danger. Don't worry about that. For the sake of the trick, though, imagine that this is not just the scissors, but imagine that it represents faith, hope, belief, right? Thinking outside the box of chocolates, and prayer. So what is this? Faith, hope, belief, thinking outside the box of chocolates, and prayer. Okay. And that makes the impossible possible, right?
Right.
Okay. Could you hand me the birthday card? All right. All right. Now, I'm going to take the scissors that represents all those things, and I'm going to cut from the folded side all the way up to the top. All right. But I'm going to stop just before I get to the top because I want to leave it connected just like that. All right. Now what I did on this side, I want to do on the flip side. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to cut from the fold all the way up to the top, but I'm going to stop just before I get to the top. Okay, you're my assistant, right? Would you keep the faith for me?
Yeah.
Okay, keep the faith for me.
Got it.
All right, now, if I open it up right now, it is not a hole in the paper big enough to walk through just yet, but it looks like a little purse. I don't want to cut the straps of the purse. I want to cut right along the bottom of the purse, okay? So I'm going to flip it upside down. I'm going to lay hold of faith.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to lay hold of faith, and I'm going to cut right along the bottom of the purse. Okay, so here I go. Right along the bottom. Okay, would you keep the faith for me again?
I'll keep it.
All right. All right, now, if I open it up right now, it is not a hole in the paper big enough to walk through just yet, but it looks like two little doors, right? But those doors, they're too small to walk through, unless you're like a Smurf
Right.
or like a gerbil or something like that. Now, but would you agree though that doors that are impossible for people to open, that those doors are possible for God to open?
Absolutely.
God can open doors that people can't open, right? Okay. Let me close these little doors, and I'm going to put it back just the way that it was, and I'm going to lay hold of faith again. And I'm going to cut it just a few more times. And if I do it right, I should have a hole in the paper big enough for everyone at the festival tonight to walk through. And you all are going to walk through it, okay? All right. So, and I'm going to cut it again. And you can see that each time that I'm cutting it, the hole is getting bigger and bigger, right? Okay. Now, this is just like the movie Forrest Gump. Do you remember when me and Lieutenant Dan first started shrimping? We were shrimping for 6 whole months, and we only caught enough shrimp for a shrimp cocktail. And we were discouraged, and we were depressed, and we wanted to give up. But Lieutenant Dan, he said that maybe we should start praying for shrimp. So that's what I did. Do you remember I went to that Foursquare Gospel Church and I joined the choir and I was praying for shrimp and singing, and you know what? God showed up. Do you remember the hurricane that came? Hurricane Carmen? It came and all of the other shrimp boats, they all got wiped out. But our shrimp boat was the only one left standing. And after that, shrimping was easy. We struck it rich with bubblegum shrimp, and then Lieutenant Dan took a bunch of our bubblegum shrimp money and he invested it in this Apple company. I thought that it was some kind of fruit company, but no, they make computers. And in the early 80s, when the computer first hit, we became gazillionaires. Now we even got more money than Davy Crockett. But Mama, she always said that there's only so much money a man really needs. So when we struck it rich with bubblegum shrimp and apple and all, I gave a bunch of money to the Foursquare Gospel Church, and I gave a bunch of money to the Violet Battery Shrimping Hospital. And Lieutenant Dan thought I was nuts, but I gave Bubba's mama Bubba's share. And now she don't work in no one's kitchen no more. She lives in a golf course community down there in Augusta, Georgia. She hangs out with like Tiger Woods and all those guys when they come through for the Masters. All right, now, I don't know what it is that you wrote on your paper. I don't know what all those letters represent for you, but I imagine that each and every one of those is really just as possible as this. All you need is what?
Love.
Faith. Hope.
Okay.
Right? Thinking outside the box of chocolates. Belief. Prayer. And you may have to do it over and over again and never give up. Now, what was the letter? What was everybody's letter? What letter did you write on the paper?
A B.
Just call it out.
C.
All right, now, everyone who wrote something on the paper, you need to come and you need to walk through your own personal miracle because it is just as possible as this. So come on, come walk through it. Believe it. You can, yep, it's just as possible. Come on, walk through it. Walk through it. Everybody, come on. Come on, walk through it. Walk through it. Walk through it. Walk through it. All right, now I will give this to. I'll give this to you, Miss Jill. May all of your hopes and your dreams and your wishes and your prayers, may they all come true.
Thank you so much.